Tucker Carlson is known for his conservative views and harsh statements. The journalist's radical political stance has been in demand on American television for many years. Since 2016, he has hosted the author's show Tucker Carlson Tonight, which invariably attracts an audience of many millions of viewers to the screens. Childhood and adolescence. The American journalist was born on May 16, 1969 in San Francisco and grew up with his younger brother Buckley. Their mother Lisa McNair was an artist and died in 2011. Tucker and Buckley's father is ex-reporter Richard Carlson, who headed the Voice of America Radio Network, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and served as U.S. ambassador to the Seychelles. After 7 years of marriage, the boys' parents divorced. The mother left the family for a bohemian life, and the upbringing of sons was taken up by the father. In 1979 Carlson Sr. married again, and the brothers had a stepmother Patricia Swanson. Sometime Tucker studied at boarding school College du Liman in Switzerland, from which he was expelled. In 1991, after graduating from the American Trinity College, Carlson became a graduate historian. In his youth, the man tried to get a job in the CIA, but failed. On the advice of his father, Tucker continued his career in journalism, because they took anyone there. Journalism. At the beginning of his career, the journalist worked in print media. In 1999, Tucker interviewed George W. Bush Jr. for Talk magazine, in which the then-governor ridiculed the death penalty. The article had a negative impact on the presidential candidate's campaign. Carlson went on to publish in Esquire, The New York Times, and other solid publications. At the turn of the century, Tucker became a political observer on television. In 2003, the journalist communicated with Britney Spears on the war in Iraq. An excerpt of this interview is shown in the documentary Fahrenheit 9/11, which won the Palme d'Or in Cannes a year later. In addition, in 2003 Carlson published his first book, Politicians, Minions, and Parasites, My Adventures in Cable TV News, with his own photo on the cover. In the publication, the author shared details of his personal biography and views on the work of George Bush, Jr., John McCain and other prominent figures of the time. Later on, the journalist worked as a host of authors' shows on PBS and MSNBC channels. In addition, he covered the Winter Olympics in Turin, participated in the project Dancing with the Stars, played cameos in TV series and movies. Since 2009, the columnist cooperated with the TV channel Fox News. At first, Tucker was a correspondent, a participant in discussions, a substitute anchor. Since the fall of 2016, the native of San Francisco was the face of the show Tucker Carlson Tonight, which from the first issue was among the highest rated on the channel and exists to this day. In the spring of 2017, Tucker signed an 8-figure contract with a publisher for 2 new books. A year later, his second work, Ship of Fools, How a Selfish Ruling Class is Bringing America to Revolution, was released. The title is inspired by the song of the same name by the Grateful Dead, a rock band of which Carlson is a fan. He has attended more than 50 concerts. In Ship of Fools, the writer argued that the modern elite, including Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos, were destroying the American middle class. The book topped the New York Times bestseller list. In 2021, the San Francisco native published a third printing, The Long Slide, 30 Years in American Journalism, featuring essays from the past several decades. The journalist signed a new multi-year agreement with Fox News to host weekly podcasts and monthly specials of the Tucker Carlson Originals project on Fox Nation, a subsidiary streaming service, in early 2021. Carlson also began hosting the Tucker Carlson Today show in the spring of that year. The journalist, who adheres to conservative views, is known for radical and scandalous statements. Thus, in the fall of 2018, the host said that immigrants make the United States poorer and dirtier. And in the spring of 2019, some people even advocated for Carlson's dismissal from Fox News for comparing women to dogs. In the summer of 2020, the columnist criticized the Black Lives Matter movement. Tucker has been an ardent supporter of Donald Trump, although he has repeatedly criticized him publicly when he, in the opinion of the publicist, deviated from the course. In the 2020 presidential election, Carlson said he voted for Kanye West. Personal life. With his future wife Susan Andrews, Tucker met and began dating while still in high school. In the summer of 1991, the couple linked personal lives officially. Now the couple have 4 children. Tucker Carlson now. The American journalist was repeatedly criticized for his pro-Russian sentiments and support for Vladimir Putin. Thus, Tucker stated that he did not consider Russia a threat to the United States and urged both countries to cooperate in the Syrian conflict. Carlson later claimed that Joe Biden sought a hot war with Russia. In 2022, the columnist regularly covered the Ukraine crisis. In April 2023, the American broadcaster Fox News announced the termination of cooperation with Tucker. Already in June, he launched his own show on Twitter, in which he also covered the political situation in the world, as well as the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And in February 2024, Tucker flew to Russia, noting that he loves Moscow and has read a lot about it. The TV host announced that he was interviewing Vladimir Putin, for which he had been preparing for several months. Carlson promised to publish it in full version and without editing.